A very good evening and many thanks that you could choose Ebru TV to inform you on the 14th of June 2022, barely 55 days before Kenyans head to the polls to choose the next president or the next leader in the upcoming August polls. My name is Winnie Maganga. My co-anchor tonight at the bottom end of your screens is Joyce Warimu. Welcome to the broadcast. Deputy President William Ruto has assured Mitumba traders that his government will legislate laws to protect them and other small-scale traders from exploitation should he win the August election. The DP said the second-hand clothes business is not a threat to the Kenya's textile industry as the two sectors serve different segments of the society.
Kenya Kwanza presidential aspirant William Ruto Tuesday met with representatives of Mitumba trade from Nairobi's Gikomba market. The meeting came a week after the Mitumba consortium sought an audience with DP and Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga. This followed the leaders' insinuation that they would end the importation of second-hand clothes in the near future. Ruto meets the traders when the meeting between Mitumba traders and Azimio leadership has been postponed twice.
Kazi ya serikali sio kukuja na kucriminalize biashara yako. Hapana. Kazi ya serikali ni kuinua hiyo biashara yako, badala ya wewe kupata shilingi 200 upate 500. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Na ndio tumesema hapa kama Kenya Kwanza ya kwamba tunataka hatua yetu ya pili ni kutengeneza hazina maalum ambayo itapatia pesa wafanyabiashara wale wako chini, wale wako bottom, wale wanatengeneza shilingi 50, 100, wakibahatika 200 kwa siku. Tunataka kwa mapenzi ya Mungu waanze kupata shilingi 500 ama 1000 kwa siku. Tunaelewana jameni? Na nawauliza, kwa sababu nyinyi ndio mtaamua kwa kura yenu. Hii Kenya iko na watu wako na kiburi na madharau. Ukisikia kiongozi anasema wale watu wa bodaboda na mkokoteni ni takataka, ati wanatuambia ya kwamba ati biashara ya mitumba ni biashara ya nguo ya maiti. Sio ni kiburi mbaya na madharau mingi. Hii mwaka ndio tutamalizana na kiburi na madharau.
The Kenya Kwanza Brigade later took its campaigns to Mukuru, where the coalition took a swipe at the ongoing degree hula baloo that is following Nairobi gubernatorial candidate Johnson Sakaja. Sakaja promised Mukuru residents that he will be on the ballot.
Kuna wadosi wamekaa mahali wanasema kijana wa mtu kawaida hawezi kuwa gavana wa Nairobi. Si mnaona wananiandama, wananiwekea makesi. Mimi nimesoma, niko na makaratasi na najua Mwenyezi Mungu atatushikilia, tutafaulu. Nitakuwa kwa hiyo debe ya kuwa gavana wa Nairobi City County. Sasa nyinyi mtachaguliwa gavana wenu ama nyinyi ndio mtaamua? Yule ambaye ataamua gavana ni wananchi wa kawaida ama ni wale mabosi? Sini sisi.
The issue of corruption arose during the campaigns, where ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi castigated ICT-CS Joe Musheru after the Auditor General report indicated that the ICT ministry has misappropriated public funds.
Na leo kwa gazeti ya kitaifa, gazeti ya Standard, sisi tumeona kuna wizara moja peke yake. Auditor General ametoa hesabu yake. Ameonyesha kwamba wizara ya ICT, yule jamaa anasema anajua mambo ya teknolojia, amefuja ama wizara yake imefuja bilioni 12 na laki 5.
DP Ruto was accompanied by ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi and the Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi. Kaindo Stefano, Ebru TV.
And still in politics, the controversial over the graduation of Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja from the University of Nairobi continues to intensify, even as it emerges that the university owns him as an alumnus. On the official university website, Faculty of Science and Technology, UN has listed Mr. Sakaja among 9 notable alumni in political and top government positions. This as the Nairobi Governor UDA candidate is set to know his fate tomorrow before the IBC Dispute Tribunal Committee.
After weeks of uncertainty over the authenticity of his academic papers, Nairobi UDA candidate Johnson Sakaja will have his day before the tribunal on Wednesday, with his lawyers promising a fierce duel with our Wafula Chebukati-led body, where 4 complaints have been filed seeking the revocation of his clearance over his academic papers.
And one thing that I can assure is that Sakaja will be on the ballot in terms of the Nairobi gubernatorial elections. The legal requirement is actually there in terms of qualification. It is there, everyone knows it. And the moment you have qualified, you've qualified. You know, it does not matter from which university, it does not matter, so long as it is recognized by the agencies that are put there in law to recognize. So it will, in my view, this is a question that ought not to be put to the IBC, and the IBC has no role. And I believe that is that's the trajectory or the discourse that we are going to take tomorrow.
According to lawyer Dan Okaj, who is part of the Sakaja's defense team, the team is ready to prove that the whole issue is politically instigated with no legal standings and a waste of the commission's time.
Because, and to a large extent, if IBC sits and makes this decision, unfortunately, IBC will find itself in the High Court defending its own decision. They will actually now become the key respondents in matters where they had no interest, because IBC should have no interest in this matter. And it will take IBC's time. Instead of preparing for elections, we are just 55 days, 54 days shy of elections, and you are busy now dealing with this, and you'll be busy in the High Court. It actually beats logic, in my view.
This comes as the drama around Sakaja's education status continues with the University of Nairobi, seemingly flip-flopping on whether Sakaja went to pursue his tertiary education at the facility. Barely hours before the court date, the university's official website had recognized him as a bona fide alumni under the Faculty of Science and Technology in the 9th notable alumni, before removing him a few hours ago under unclear circumstances. This is after the website edited Sakaja's years of study and later on removed the years of study altogether.
IBC is not an investigative agency. It has no such powers. Those powers have not been donated to it. It has been donated to other organs of the state. So the moment you go there and start casting aspersions and telling IBC to actually give or look into such issues without any evidence, to me, I think it may be, it is a non-starter. Ideally, in my view, that is an issue that is a preserve of the High Court.
In an affidavit on Monday, Sakaja maintained that he graduated from Teams University in Uganda, that the whole matter surrounding his degree is political witch hunt and one meant to soil his name ahead of the polls. Abdiaziz Hashim, Ibru TV.
And now to matters court issues. Former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko is set to plead his case before the IBC Dispute Tribunal tomorrow against the Mombasa returning officer who denied Sonko to the certificate to vie for the Mombasa gubernatorial seat. This is as Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka claims that the tribunal is not independent and that a section of politicians are out to malign Sonko's name politically. Our senior political affairs reporter Abdiaziz Hashim was present at the Milimani Law Courts and filed the following report.
Day 4 of the IEBC Dispute Committee began with a dispute involving former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko, who was denied clearance by the IEBC to vie for the Mombasa gubernatorial seat. Sonko formally lodged a complaint against the Mombasa returning officer, who declined to clear him after the IEBC chairman Wafula Chebukati maintained that leaders who have been impeached cannot vie in the upcoming polls. But in court papers, Sonko argues that Chebukati erred in the law, as Sonko has an active matter at the Supreme Court on his impeachment, and therefore Chebukati acted beyond his mandate. On the issue to do with his academic papers, Sonko states that he furnished the commission with the copies of his degree certificate. And on the matter integrity question, which is at the heart of his woes, the former Nairobi governor accuses the IEBC for applying double standards after it cleared a former Sirisia member of parliament, John Waluke, who was convicted on graft charges by the High Court.
Nimeona vile Governor Sonko amedhulumiwa. Ako na haki sawa chini ya katiba ya nchi hii, Constitution 2010. And in its terms, because sitaki ni azungumze yale ambayo tayari yako mbele ya mahakama.
His party leader, who was by his side in court, asked the IEBC to ensure fairness in its approach.
Umesema hata mambo ya consolidated ya Wiper na Mheshimiwa Governor Sonko, so that the people of Mombasa are not disenfranchised. Kudhulumu haki za wananchi wa Mombasa is unacceptable.
Sonko will now know his fate on Wednesday morning.
It appears that the issue at hand is about the validity.
Now, the other matter before the tribunal was the authenticity of the academic qualification of Machakos gubernatorial candidate Wavinya Ndeti.
South Bank University of London, in accordance with the next number WN1, has conferred the degree to a lady known as Wavinya Oduwole. While the bachelor's degree, which she has submitted, so they have omitted to submit the master's degree, which is dated 6th November 1992. But they have submitted a master's degree, which is dated 1995.
This is after two voters moved to court seeking to invalidate her clearance over the same. Wavinya's lawyer, Eunice Lumala, and Ochieng Oginga, however, told the committee chaired by Boya Mulu that their client holds a recognized university degree which has been accepted by the Commission of Higher Education. The committee will endeavor to deliver its ruling on Saturday.
Now they are bringing documents to ambush us. So we said, because of these frustrations, let us go to the proper forum which has been recognized by Supreme Court. Yeah. So we can't accept evidence which is being submitted now, because now it requires us to produce a rebuttal on what they exactly did to us. Yeah.
Abdiz Hashim, Ibru TV.
There's importance of full disclosure.
And moving on, officers from Webuye Police Station in Bungoma County have impounded a long-distance lorry that had consignment of bang along the Webuye Eldoret Road highway. It is said that the 10 sacks of bang were from Uganda. Webuye Police Commander Martha Ngetich says the lorry was intercepted at dawn this morning at the Pan Paper area. The 10 sacks yield 500 kilograms with a street value of 900,000 Kenya shillings. The driver of the lorry has been arrested.
Mwendo wa saa 11 hivi asubuhi, maofisa wangu wa sub-county hii Webuye Police Station wakishirikiana na wengine wa kutoka region ya Kakamega walipata fununu kwamba bangi ilikuwa inasafirishwa kutoka upande huo ya Uganda ikielekea kwa hii barabara yetu ya Uganda Road. Nao wakapata kufuata na wakaipata hapa Pan Paper, wakaisimamisha, na walipoangalia ndani wakapata bangi magunia 10 na wakapata kuileta gari hilo na kumshika mshukiwa mmoja, mwanaume mmoja mwenye umri ya miaka 54. Ilikuwa magunia 10 na yamechunguzwa na kupimwa, ina kilo 555. It was about 900,000, though the street value varies from time to time. Inaweza fari, haiwezi kuwa exactly. Natoa ilani kwa washukiwa wote wanaosafirisha bangi na vitu vyovyote vile vibaya ambayo hairuhusiki kisheria, kwamba siku zao ziko karibu, kwamba tutakabiliana nao, na watakapojaribu kupitia njia yote, polisi wako macho na wataweza kukabiliana nao na kuwanasa. Kwa hivyo wananchi pia tusaidiane nao ili walifu kama hii ya bangi isiendelee, na hata walivu yoyote ile inapita kwa barabara.
And now to matters education. The implementation of the competency-based curriculum to replace the 844 system will only be of great benefit if students specialize early to face challenges of their careers. The move to introduce a new curriculum was brought about by education experts who believed 844 was unfit for learning in the 21st century. CBC is geared towards ensuring students are given an option of taking subjects related to their careers as early as possible.
The structure of 844 system was designed to make learners spend 8 years in primary, 4 years in secondary school, and another 4 years in the university. However, the 2633 will see learners spend 2 years in pre-primary, 6 years in primary, 3 years in junior secondary, and 3 years in senior secondary. This makes it 12 years in basic education under the 844 and 14 years of basic education under the 2633 under the CBC. But it has become evident the 844 is exam-oriented and students are no longer interested in the quality of education. If the saying that the future of development of a country is to be determined by the number of skilled workers and intellectual thinkers it is able to produce by itself is anything to go by, then we better accept the new system and ensure students specialize early. The 844 system has failed in some measure to produce all-rounded individuals for the workforce required for a rapidly developing economy. CBC is geared towards ensuring students are given an option of taking subjects related to their careers as early as possible.
Nyimbo ambazo nimewafundisha Jorori, that is a singing game, na hiyo ya Nwanyo Niliyekuhoya, that is a sacred song. Wanafunzi wanashika because wakati walikuwa wakiimba nilikuwa nafuatilia, naona wanaendanisha na beat vizuri, because actually beat is very important kwa nyimbo. Yes, beat, pitch and rhythm, na wako sawa sawa. So kile ambacho ningewaomba ni wale wanafunzi ambao wangetaka kuwa waibaji waendelee kufanya practice na wasisikiza wengine, wawe focused. Me, I would like to be a musician na I have that ability. So kwa hivyo hiyo ndio ningewaomba.
This will enable students exploit their talents and attain specialization in their areas.
Nimewafundisha Jorori, na when you are singing, you are supposed to within the beats and rhythm.
Charity Wambui, a grade 6 pupil at the Old Kalau Primary School and a leader to the school's music group, confirms that the school has been enjoying their music lessons since the rollout of the competency-based curriculum CBC program.
I've been learning them for 3 years since grade 4. We learn them in our lesson, music. Most especially we do music. That's where we learn the types of music, the types of songs, and how we are supposed to sing them. There is folk songs, 2-part songs. There is also action songs, sacred songs, and there is also patriotic songs and topical songs.
The learner in 844 is too different from the learner in CBC, because the learners in CBC know how to communicate to each other, because we have that skill of communication and collaboration, which we have instilled in them since they were in grade 1 and grade 2, in the lower grades, which we have instilled in them in the lower grades. So they know how to communicate and collaborate very well, and even they know how to work as a team. Whereas in 844, because in 844 we depended too much on the books. The learners in 844 do not know how to cooperate. They don't know how to work as a team. Even speaking in the class is a problem. So CBC is of much help to our learners, to everybody, even to us teachers, even to the parents, even to the whole community.
Another pupil, Baraka Nainde, who loves sacred songs, noted that the curriculum had offered all the equal chances to showcase their capabilities, adding that the students had improved their communication skills too.
I like CBC very much because it teaches me about the chances I can take. It also gives everyone a chance. And also it teaches us more about life. The songs I like are like Christian songs, I like sacred songs, and folk songs as well. CBC, because it gives everyone a chance, even if you're disabled, or you can do things well.
This comes as 3 judges of the High Court declined to terminate the case challenging the competency-based curriculum CBC. Davis Mberia, Ebro News.
Now let's shift focus to politics. Orange Democratic Movement Siaya branch today challenged party officials not comfortable with the 6-piece voting gospel to resign from the party to pave way for those ready to campaign for the party candidates. Led by Siaya County ODM Chairman Olo Okanda and Alego Usonga Sub-Branch Chairman John Orenjo Omida, the party officials said it was reckless for a section of senior party officials to root for the election of the opponents of the ODM candidates.
Speaking at a meeting in Alego Usonga, Siaya County ODM Chair Olo Okanda took issues with ODM National Chairman John Mbadi, who has been quoted as calling on Homa Bay County residents not to automatically vote for candidates sponsored by the party. Okanda challenged Mbadi to resign from the party instead of rocking it from within.
And if Mbadi feels aggrieved, he sits in NEC, he sits in National Management Committee, and all those highest organs of the party where decisions are made. If something happened that he dislikes, he has option to resign instead of criticizing the party everywhere he goes.
He said that the party must root for its candidates during the next general elections so as to give its presidential candidate Raila Odinga a strong bargaining power within the Azimio coalition.
We would like to appeal to Chairman Mbadi not to criticize the party that he leads. He should lead by example. We are trying to sell ODM in our area so that we get to give Jacom 6-piece ODM from MCA to the president. Because Raila is vying on an Azimio, but he's the party leader of ODM. So we would like all our areas to elect ODM MPs, senators, MCAs.
Alego Usonga ODM Chairman Orenjo Omida said the party will not hesitate to take disciplinary action against any party official found campaigning for non-ODM candidates. Omida said that such officials will be removed from the positions and replaced by party diehards who are ready to campaign for ODM candidates. He said that as a party, it was their responsibility to preach the 6-piece gospel that calls on voters to elect Raila Odinga and ODM candidates.
Na mtu ambao walienda kwa campaign kwa independent ama party ingine, ODM hawezi kubalia yeye na kuwa chairman ama na kuwa kiongozi. Kwa maana sisi lazima tuende kwa nyumba moja. Na mimi kama mwenyekiti tutaangalia hiyo maneno. Kama mtu nataka poteza kiti yake afanye hivyo, na kama mtu nataka kuchunga kazi yake basi akuwa mwana ODM.
ODM candidate representative Scholastica Mercedes Madoa said that the party officials had resolved to put aside differences that could have been occasioned by the party primaries and work towards harnessing votes for the party candidates.
After the grueling nominations, we had really tough nominations, and we realized that we were divided because we were supporting different members of our own party. So we are happy that today we are in agreement that we'll put our differences aside. We support the candidates that have been nominated, and that we stand firm and support our party ODM. And our goal, all of us here today, is that we elect all the 6 ODM party members into these positions. We have agreed to go out there and look for votes. We have agreed to go out there and speak with one language and bring unity, not just among ourselves, but also among the electorates out there.
ODM party is working on gaining all ODM seats in Nyanza to strengthen the party representation in both county and national level. Kind Stefano, Ebro TV.
Elsewhere, for the second day, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance presidential candidate Raila Odinga and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka campaigned together in Ukambani region. The leaders addressed campaign rallies in Makueni County, where Odinga pledged that his government will lower the cost of living and solve the water shortage problem that has rocked the region for the longest time. The Azimio coalition is seeking to solidify the support in the Ukambani region that has more than 1.5 million registered voters.
The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party presidential candidate Raila Odinga and Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka were making their second joint trip to Ukambani region since they got together after a 2-week break. The leaders were in cordial terms in the trail, storming in Makueni County, where they traversed through Mutitu Andei, Mashinari, Kibwezi, Nunguni, and Kakima, with Raila pledging to solve the boundary dispute that has been witnessed between Makueni County and Taita Taveta County.
Shida kubwa tunajua ni juu ya mpaka pia. Tunajua hiyo juu ya mpaka ya ndugu zetu wa Taita Taveta na ndugu wa Makueni. Ni jambo ambalo linahusu wazee na tutaketi tusuluhishe vizuri zaidi. This is why Mutitu Andei has not grown as strongly as it should. Mutitu ingekuwa imekuwa tauni kubwa sana. Si namna hiyo?
Ngambo ile Makambani, ngambo hii ni Pwani. Tumesikia mambo ya shida ya mpaka. Hiyo ni kitu kidogo sana. Tuko na tume ambayo inahusika na mambo ya mipaka katika taifa letu lote. Kitu imekuwa ni ya kwamba wameregea sana. Lakini hii kazi tutafanya kwa njia ya haraka kabisa, ili ijulikane mpaka wa Pwani na Ukambani iko wapi na watu waishi kwa njia ya urafiki. Ama sio? Sio sawa sawa? Hata ile stima ambayo imewekwa pale tutapata suluhu yake. Sawa?
Residents of the Mtito Andei in Makueni County have for the longest time been affected by attacks from the wild animals from Tsavo National Park.
Watu wamekuwa wakilia sana, tu wanyama wanaua watu na hakuna compensation. Sivyo? Hiyo vile vile tutamaliza mambo haya. Sasa sisi tumeanza msafara kama Azimio. Azimio la na sinawezekana. Umoja inawezekana. Hiyo moja maana yake ni nini? Tunataka makabila yote ya Kenya waungane wawe kama kitu kimoja.
To ease transport in the county, Odinga has promised to build the road that will connect Makueni County with the neighboring country Ethiopia.
Lakini yule aliweka break, mwenye kuweka break kwa sababu anaona Wakamba ni kama wanyama, hawahitaji kusafiri kwa njia iliyo safi, alikuwa ni Ruto. Na ni ukweli mkuu, ukweli mtupu.
Kalonzo ameongea juu hii barabara hii ya Kibwezi kuelekea Mtomo, kuingia Kitui, ingie Mwingi, ingie Uzweni, ingie kule Maua, ingie Isiolo, elekee Marsabit, ingie Moyale mpaka Addis Ababa. Hiyo mimi niliongea na Bwana Kibaki, tukubaliana na yeye itajengwa. Sasa hao jamaa mmesheta naye kabisa. Kwanza mwaka ujao utakuwa unatoka na gari kutoka hapa Kibwezi nywe mpaka Addis Ababa.
Azimio allied leaders from the Ukambani region, however, vouched for ODM boss Raila Odinga, whom they termed as a leader who has Kenya's interest at heart.
Tunakuomba tukishinda, kwa sababu tutashinda. Ile mambo nimebakisha hapa ya stima, tukiwa na wale wengine tumalize. Mambo ya wamama tuendeleze. Mambo ya vijana tuangalie. Na kwa sababu wakati huu hakuna chakula, tupatiwe chakula huku kwetu na tutalima.
Ningependa kumweleza baba, ile damu ulikuja kufungua huko Thwake, sasa iko karibu kwisha. Na hiyo ndio italete maji huku Kibwezi. Kwa hivyo ukikuwa rais, ile maneno ya maji, umesema mambo ya mabwawa, hiyo umeanzisha huko Thwake damu, iko karibu kwisha.
Mimi Mwengi Mutuse nilikuwa mwanzilishi wa chama chetu cha maendeleo Chapchap. Na sisi wale ambao tunaomba viti katika chama cha maendeleo Chapchap, tunaunga mkono baba awe rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya.
The leaders have however taken a swipe at Kenya Kwanza flag bearer Deputy President William Ruto, poking holes into his track record.
Hizo gains zote tulifanya, William Samoei Ruto akiingia sitapotea. Mimi ndio nilikuwa mtu wa kwanza kuambia nyinyi wa Kenya ya kwamba William Samoei Ruto hatakuwa president, na nikasema pia hatakuwa kwa debe, na kama serikali ingelifuatilia kikamilifu, yeye alichukua shamba na serikali akaweka hoteli yake, alikuwa hafai awe kwa debe.
The leaders going on to address on the Mitumba issue that has elicited different opinions across the country.
Ni vizuri mjue hivi, sisi watu wa Azimio tunawapenda watu wanaofanya biashara ya mitumba, lakini hatupendi mitumba. Mnasikia? Tunapenda wanaofanya biashara ya mitumba, lakini hatupendi mitumba, kwa sababu tunataka kuwasaidia. Tuguze pamba, tupanue viwanda, wale wanaouza mitumba wawe wanauza nguo mpya zinatengenezwa Kenya.
The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party is seeking to solidify its support in the Ukambani region that has 3 counties, Makueni, Kitui and Machakos. Machakos County leads with a total of 690,243 registered voters, followed by Kitui County, which has 474,512, and Makueni County, which has 474,493 registered voters. ODM boss Raila Odinga has enjoyed support from the region, which political pundits say has been boosted by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka. Davis Mberia, Ebru News.
And now to a matter that Kenyans will, this will not sit well with Kenyans, is that Kenyans will have to dig deeper into their pockets after the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, announced an upward review of fuel prices for June-July period. In a statement dated June 14, 2022, EPRA notified Kenyans that the prices of fuel has shot up by 9 shillings for a litre of both petrol and diesel, a second high.
Pump prices have shot to record highs, with a litre of super petrol, diesel and kerosene jumping by 9 shillings, signaling a further increase in the cost of basic goods and services. In the new prices announced by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, or EPRA, Super petrol will now retail at 159 shillings and 12 cents per litre. Diesel will go for 140 shillings per litre, while kerosene, which is mostly used by poor households, will now go for 127 shillings and 94 cents per litre. The prices, which will be in force until July 14th, will pile more pressure on households and motorists, given that diesel is a key determinant of the basket of goods and services used to measure inflation. The new prices come on the backdrop of the subsidy program, which is aimed at preventing fuel prices from rising beyond levels that would worsen inflation. In the latest review, the subsidy that is supported by the Fuel Development Levy is set to cover 25 shillings and 56 cents for super petrol consumers, 48 shillings and 19 cents for diesel, and 42 shillings and 43 cents for kerosene. Without the utilization of the cover, petrol would cost 184 shillings and 68 cents per litre, while diesel and kerosene prices would stand at 188.19 and 170.37 per litre respectively. In the statement, EPRA says the new high prices are as a result of the increasing overall landed cost of crude oil owing to shortages occasioned by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. The higher fuel products are expected to pack more pressure on consumer prices, with the Consumer Prices Index, or rate of inflation, standing at 7.1% at the end of May, a more than 2-year high, according to data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics.
Elsewhere, President Uhuru Kenyatta has emphasized the need for concrete effort to eliminate the stigma associated with mental illness by actively supporting those in mental distress. The head of state spoke this evening when he presided over the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the ultra-modern Kenya International Mental Wellness Hospital in Ngong, Kajiado County. President Kenyatta said when fully operational, the hospital will work closely with other regional and global centers of excellence to ensure Kenyans and the people in the region receive the highest standard of mental health services.
The city leadership has enabled multilateral agreements, being UN Environment, which has seen air quality projects coming through, enabling the county to develop this air quality bill. Kenya Association of Manufacturers has been very instrumental in assisting the city in plastic ban implementation by advocating through their members to adopt multiple-use plastics and also support the city in crackdown of single-use plastic by giving insights for enforcement. I extend my hearty appreciation to you, Governor Kananu of the City County and NMS Directorate, NCCG County Executive Member in charge of climate, Larry Wambua. I call upon all partners present here and those attending virtually and the international community to come on board and support the implementation of Nairobi City Climate Action Plan through increased financing, enhanced collaboration.
And in line with the recent climate reports, there is a need to accelerate and coordinate intervention measures towards attaining the goals of the Paris Agreement of 2015 on climate change and work together on the race to zero. In line with the responsibility to mitigate the effects of climate change and keeping with the objective of the Paris Agreement, the Kenya government promulgated the Climate Change Act number 11 of 2016, which provides the legal framework for enhanced response to climate change at both national and county government levels. Consequently, climate change is now recognized as a cross-cutting thematic area. Nairobi City has taken a lead in the region and developed its first long-term climate action plan for 2020-2050. With this plan, the city of Nairobi seeks to restore its famed glory of being the green city in the sun, while building while building the climate resilience and reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the high impact sectors, as well as achieving the SDGs and other climate change and developmental priorities.
Elsewhere, a section of Luya elders from Migori County have slammed the ODM brigade over the 6-piece agenda call. Speaking in West Kanyamkago within the Uriri constituency, the elders say they won't bow to intimidation and dictatorship of dominant political parties. Led by Wycliffe Omenda and Joseph Adea, they told the ODM party to own up to the sharp division that have emerged after the party primaries, which has since been other parties make inroads into Luo Nyanza and within extension to Migori County. The sentiments come 2 days after the ODM party director of election, Junet Mohammed, had a host of parties' nomination had camped at Sony Green Stadium to find a possible solution to their political hurdles. Migori Senator Ochilo Ayako had earlier called for a ceasefire to the escalating rivalries, saying it would have no fruition in the long run. Ayako, who is facing 8 other contestants in the race to succeed Governor Bado, said as ODM party they're interested in numbers at both the national and the county assemblies in order to have the agenda sailed through.
In the nomination, we all know it was faulty. It was a game that was played by a few leaders in ODM. And that's why the Luya community in this place, they have decided that their will must reign supreme. And that nobody, when we talk about nobody, we mean not the party, not any leader can decide for them who will be their next MP. So MP and who will be their next MCA. Pale juu tutapigia kura Raila, but hapa chini tutachagua mtu ambao tunataka.
Na mambo ambayo yamesemwa ya 6 piece. Sisi kama jamii tuna vote viongozi, sio chama. Kwa sababu hakuna kitu chama imetujengea South Kanyamkago. Ndio sababu tunataka kiongozi ambaye atatusaidia kwa maendeleo yetu ili tuweze kuendelea mbele. Kwa sababu hata ukiangalia katika kura ya mtu, hakuna kura imeandikwa chama. Jana tulikuwa kwa mkutano wa ODM. Hata Director of Elections mwenyewe alisema uchaguzi wa ODM ulifanyika vibaya. Kama wenyewe wanakubali uchaguzi ulifanyika vibaya na sisi ni wapiga kura, kwa nini tukufe na ubaya wao? Sisi tunachagua viongozi ambao tunataka waketi kwa viti na tuongozwe miaka 5.
The purpose for which Azimio was formed was not to occasion sibling rivalry in Migori County. That purpose was to bring together in parts of Kenya where ODM is not dominant, other shades of political opinion, other ideas, so that the 5th president of Kenya, Raila Amolo Odinga, leads a national government of diversity. His contribution to the national alliance is from Migori County, Kisii County, Siaya County, Nyamira County, and all the other counties in the western horizon of Kenya. So we are basically asking the members of Azimio in Migori, stop creating domestic disturbance.
Let's cross borders to County 003, where residents of Jumbo in Rabai, Kilifi County, held a demonstration to demand for immediate closure of a metal manufacturing company, which they accuse of polluting the environment and causing health hazards in the area. They claim some of them, children in particular, have been suffering from various diseases such as chest pains and uncontrolled coughing due to dangerous smoke and chemical being released from the company. The angry residents accused a number of government agencies, including NEMA, for failure to enforce the law of the company. But in a rejoinder, Jumbo Metal Millers Limited Management have denied claims of negligence, accusing the residents also of malice and ill motives against the company. The company's general manager, however, admitted that the problem of smoke coming from the furnace had been there, but mitigation measures, I beg your pardon, are already in place to curb it once and for all.
Na watu tunapokuamba tunalalamika hivyo, wakija wale watu wa neema, watu gani, hatujua anafanywa nini hapo ndani. Maana atazungumza mazuri alafu baadaye, lakini hakuna mafuatiliaji yanaendelea. Inakuwa tu hivyo hivyo, si bado tunabaki tu tukidua hivyo hivyo.
So badala kuwa kampuni imeikwa, kumekuwa na kelele mingi sana mpaka sasa hii mtu hawezi fungua redio imekuwa ni kampuni. Hakuna vile za kukaa kusikiliza ukawa na amani. Kumekuwa na uchafuzi mwingi, tukianza na kelele. Hali ya anga imekuwa ni mbaya kwa sababu moshi unaotoka kwa hiyo kampuni una madhara mengi sana. Wanasema ati kampuni imekuja nyumbani, ndio imekuja nyumbani, lakini yale madhara yanapatikana ni mengi zaidi kuliko umuhimu wa ile kampuni. Wanasema watu wamepata vibarua, wanafanya kazi, lakini ile pesa wanayopata hawezi gharamikia madhara atakayopata baadaye.
Moshi umeniathiri paka mimi kifua changu. Inakuwa kama ni TB sijui ni nini, nasikia kila wakati paka nikohoe. Na sijui mtoto mdogo kama hawa watoto wadogo umri wao wataendaje ikiwa sasa kama mimi tayari nasikia kuumia. Huu moshi wao hao walipoanza ulikuwa ni moshi kila mahali, mchana kwa usiku. Lakini hii scrap ilivyofungwa, sasa wanachoma masaa ya jioni na usiku. Scrap bado inaendelea. Sasa huu usiku kama moshi utaendelea hivi, hao watu wamelala majumbani, si wanaumia, si tutakufa sisi.
Hatujui kama ni vipi, lakini tunaumia kwa uhakika na huu moshi. Kwa hivyo hatujui kama serikali itaingilia kati izuie moshi. Moshi peke yake ndio una affect watu hapa Rabai Mwele.
Unasema sewage, hapa hakuna sewage. Sijui mambo ya sewage imetoka wapi. Unasema waste ni kidogo sana, na hiyo sisi naweka kwa shamba yetu na pale ile iko simu. Alafu ile nini nasema moshi, okay, sikatai, saa nyingine inatoka kama iko shida. Lakini saa hii hata nini mwenyewe iko hapa unazaona hakuna moshi. So it doesn't mean smokes natoka saa yote. Hiyo ni wakati na charge hiyo raw material in furnace, ile shakar naweka na sukuma kidogo kando, hiyo 5-10 minutes saa nyingine natoka. Lakini sitoki hata nini na naweza ona saa hii.
And after some business news, the tax row between Keroche Breweries and KRA looks far from over after the latter yet again closed down the factory over fresh tax arrears. This is the 6th time in 1 year that KRA has closed down the Naivasha-based company, leaving it to incur losses running to millions of shillings. And this time round, the company is accusing KRA of being used to fight it politically and issuing urgency notice to all its lenders. In March, KRA closed the brewery over 300 million tax arrears, but this was resolved a couple of weeks later with fresh and harsh terms and conditions. According to the company CEO, Tabitha Karanja, efforts by the company to seek more time to pay the arrears had hit hard the wall.
KRA's draconian measures against Keroche Breweries Limited constitute a hostile exception to well-established government policies of investment promotion, job creation, and support for value addition, especially in agro-industrial manufacturing. Additionally, it fails to take due account of the difficult times our economy is undergoing, which places many jobs and livelihoods under serious threat. KRA's deliberate actions also fail to recognize the difficulty employers have undergone due to the disruptions occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. Over time, it has come clear that KRA is under tremendous pressure to place Keroche Breweries Limited under essential jeopardy in order to retaliate against me for my interest in offering political leadership in Nakuru County. More particularly, my perfectly legitimate decision to contest the Senate election under the United Democratic Alliance is the immediate source of the company's dire predicament. I've called various offices for intervention, and it has been made clear to me that I can only successfully exercise my political and democratic rights under the Azimio la Umoja coalition, and that has matters stand. The advance action will be sustained.
And moving on, communities in Mai Mahiu, Naivasha now says they will seek legal redress if threats to return Naivasha dry port back to Mombasa continues. Here's more.
Naivasha dry port back to Mombasa is yet again back on political frontline. It has once again continued to spark exchange of heated words between the two leading political parties in the country. This comes after the community around the multi-billion project termed the move of Naivasha dry port back to Mombasa as economic sabotage. In the last couple of weeks, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, led by Deputy President William Ruto, have warned that they will relocate Naivasha dry port back to Mombasa in 3 months if elected as president. In his bid to win majority vote in the coast, the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga has also claimed the same. The threats to relocate the dry port has attracted the attention of the communities in Mai Mahiu, Naivasha, that they are ready to seek legal advice since the project has created a multitude of opportunities for them and their businesses. Speaking to the satellite village near the dry ports, women leader Virginia Wanjiru said that the government has invested billions of money into the ports that is served by SGR. Wanjiru hit out at those calling for relocation of the ports, noting that the Maasai women communities are looking forward to employment and business opportunities.
Mama akikosa maji, jameni, mambo yake yote imekuwa mbaya. Na kama tunavyojua, jamii ya Wamasai ni wafugaji. Kwa hivyo kama hawana maji, inamaanisha mifugo inafanya nini? Na kumaanisha basi hawana chakula. Na hawa ni wamama ambao pia wakishikiliwa, tusiseme tu ni wafugaji ati wanaenda kuchunga, ni wamama pia ambao wanaweza kufanya project zingine ili waweze kuangalia watoto wao. Kwa sababu kama mama anaosha vyombo, anafua nguo, anafagia nyumba, ni kumaanisha huyo mama hawezi fanya kazi mara 3 ama 2.
Wanjiru complained that the project has never benefited her community, and now she's calling for more doors to be opened for her community to explore.
Mradi ililetwa hapa haijaweza kutusaidia vile.
And now to some sports news. Kilifi's Bofa Beach at Bofa Road was the venue for the Commonwealth Games qualifiers elite women category. The beautiful clean beach at Bofa saw the elite women kickstart their journey to Birmingham with 750 meters swim, followed by 20 kilometers bike ride, and finally a 5 kilometer on the Bofa Road for the sprint distance triathlon.
I would say I'm pretty excited. I was not fully prepared, so I'm quite shocked with the results that I got today. I came in second and with a time of 1:23, which is a great improvement from my previous time. So I'm actually very happy that I actually got to reduce my time.
Going to represent Kenya is a big deal for me. We've had many trials and each of them has had challenges, and we've all been able to overcome them. Will be the last qualifiers, and I'm happy to be here because it's a good experience after all.
Amazing. And that marks the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for keeping me company. A special thanks to my co-anchor, Joyce Warimo, and to everyone who made this particular bulletin a success. Many thanks. Have a beautiful and a blessed night. My name is Winnie. Maganga.